Hello, everybody. Chris Litton from Body Basics. I am with our client spotlight for August, Alice Callison. Alice, how are you today?
I'm doing great today, Chris. Thank you.
You're welcome. Alice, as our client spotlight, I wanted to ask you a few questions. How's that sound to you?
Good.
Okay.
Shoot.
All right. So, Alice, first and foremost, how did you hear about Body Basics?
I heard from Body Basics from two sources, really the same week. In mid-February 2020, one of your longtime clients, I was talking to her and she recommended you. And I also was coming off of a 6-week physical therapy stint, and the physical therapist that I was working with highly recommended you. That's how I heard about Body Basics.
Awesome. And before coming to Body Basics, did you evaluate any other gyms or any other trainers?
No, not really, because I really both those recommendations were so great. I didn't feel like I needed to look elsewhere.
And since you've been on board with Body Basics, what has your experience been?
Well, really Body Basics and you have gotten me through COVID, I think, is the first thing I would like to say. I think we're all dealing with feeling isolated and lack of routine. And this experience working with you primarily online, because I really came to you, I think, the very end of February, 1st of March. So I had very little experience being able to come to the actual gym. But it's gotten me, I think the main thing is it's gotten me this far through COVID in pretty good spirits most of the time.
I was just going to say, so speaking to that, with the experience of COVID that we're all dealing with, and the opportunity to be training with me through that time, what kind of accomplishments have you realized?
Well, as I said before, I had broken I broke my foot right at Thanksgiving. And so for about 2 months there, I was really moving very little. And so then I did the physical therapy, but wanted to keep that momentum going. And really, it's kind of blown me away what I've been able to accomplish working with you. I was concerned about my balance, and I feel like we've done a lot working with balance, and we've done a lot working with strength. I mean, I hadn't done a squat probably in 10 years. And I wasn't even sure I could do a squat, but I actually do them and I like them, which is kind of a real accomplishment. I have lost over 20 pounds. I started COVID kind of at my maximum weight, and I think if I had dealt with it by eating, I would have gained 20 pounds instead of losing 20 pounds. And so that, it had kind of been 20 pounds that I put on over several years. I really struggled to kind of get rid of it and hadn't been able to. And you've had some real great thoughts that have helped me psychologically with the weight loss. So anyway, between just really gaining a lot of strength, balance, and losing weight, that's been my experience.
That's awesome. Specifically to the weight loss, Alice, because you had said psychology, what kind of diet did I put you on?
You didn't put me on any diet. I'm not on a diet. I mean, I'm eating good, healthy, well-balanced food, but I'm not on any diet. You didn't put me on any diet. You didn't try to get me to go on any particular diet.
Exactly. Yeah, we talk more about kind of speaking between the ears, and so mindset driven, and what are some of the keys there that really connected with you and helped you on your journey?
Well, one of the first things I remember you telling me is you said, well, on a scale of 1 to 10, how badly do you want to lose this weight? And I put it like, I think at a 9 or a 10. And so once you kind of, that really helped me to commit to that. And then when I was making choices about what to eat during the day, that your voice kind of would be in my head a bit. And that helped a lot. And another thing that you, when we talked about, was I really hungry, or, why was I eating something? And I'm somewhat of an emotional eater. I eat things to feel better. And so you had a lot of good thoughts, or, good thoughts about how to self-talk my way through that too. So I think those were the two. And every time that we work out, you ask me those 3 questions. How am I feeling on a scale of 1 to 10? How have I slept? And how has my eating been? And so that was, I think, a little bit of an accountability factor too that helped.
For somebody who's out there listening, who's in the same situation that we all are in, away from gyms and left with alternative choices, what would you say to them about getting started now?
Well, somewhat as an aside, but my son, who lives in New York, Rochester, New York, was kind of in that same situation. And I said to him, well, why don't you use Chris? Why don't you use Body Basics? And so he's never met you, and he lives in New York, and he started working out with you, and he's totally different. His needs are totally different than mine. He's 28 years old, but he is really over the moon about what you've been able to do with him online. And I think you're able to set people up really quickly. It's easy to get the things necessary to work out. And this has been my experience, and his experience. Now, what was the question again? What was your question again?
Yeah, no, that was good. So for somebody who's out there.
Oh, right. I think, I think what it is if you're going to sit at home and say, well, I can't start because of COVID, I can't get online, and I'm not a technical person at all. I mean, I couldn't use Zoom before we started doing this, and it's very easy. And I would just say to people, those aren't good excuses. I mean, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. It really is. It's just getting going, and I think you help. I mean, it's not like I had to do it on my own. You helped me. You really helped me get online and get going. So I really feel people need to not sit, I guess.
Absolutely.
Just don't sit. Do this. And also, for me, people keep saying, in a lot of different situations in life, people say, take care of yourself. And you know what? We don't really take care of ourselves. We take care of other people, and this is really truly taking care of myself, and really fits the definition of that, maybe more than anything that I've ever done. So thank you, Chris, for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Thank you so much, Alice. And I think it's time for us to get a workout going.
Yeah, I'm glad we did it before